What's going on, everyone? This is Sheets, and we're going to be doing the overnight lineup builds for those slates which close overnight, which means the LOL slate, which is 5 in the morning Eastern, and the 5 a.m. tennis slate as well. For those of you who are following this weekend, I mean, obviously, just an incredible weekend for us. Cash for 53,000 getting first in that MMA tournament. We went through how to do that when we did our lineup construction video. Second of all, we just got second in the lottery in the NBA for 20,000. Um, and don't forget, we had the 30 from earlier in the week. So obviously running really, really hot. And I'd like to kind of turn it around in the LOL a little bit. Haven't really had a big score in a little bit. In tennis, we struggled just a little bit as well. So we're gonna, try to continue with our process, but hopefully get some better results. So let's shake it up a little. Let's start with tennis today. Okay, that's going to be the shaking up of the mojo in these sports. So the first thing you have to do again is SaberSim doesn't automatically grab this breakpoint. So um we actually have to fill that in. So to be a little bit more precise, I'm going to actually get that um I'm actually going to get that data instead of just thinking I remember it. So let's pull this up. So in the breakpoint, it's actually 37 people. So 37. And first prize is how much? It's $2,000, $6,000 pool, so 33%. And how many people cash? It looks like 8 people cash out of 37. It's about 20%. Okay, that's for 20%. And we have one user entry. Okay, very good. King of the baseline qualifier. Now, I'm not posting that, but um, this is going to only have 10 entrants. First is going to be, let's call it 90%, and then 10% cash and one entry there. And we'll figure out what we're going to do with the field lineups in a minute. So first thing we're going to do is we already uploaded those dummy lineups that I mentioned before. And let's put the projections in. And again, these projections are available on TrueDFS for paying subscribers. And let's put automatically create custom fields from ownerships. So what this is doing for those that are here for the first time is we are going to be building our own contest fields to use for comparison for our lineups to see which lineups are best suited to be in the fields of the particular contest that we're playing. So what this is what we're looking at here is not my exposures, but this is the exposures of the field as I am predicting them to be. Um, so, um, and you'll see this is my ownership here. And these are my ownership projections. So what we're doing is replacing what SaberSim's projected contest fields will be with our own, just because I feel a little bit more confident with my ownership projections than SaberSim's right now. That could change. But right now I've been running pretty pure with respect to at least the projections. The results have not really come in though, but we'll see. So so before we even build our lineups, we built our field lineups, let's go into this contest tab and tell it what fields to use in the analysis. Now, for the line painter, we certainly can use the ones that we created, but the problem with doing so in these bigger buy-ins is the ownerships that I'm using are not designed for these contests, where the ownerships for the I believe actually it can't be. Yeah, because it's the ownership because the contest fields that SaberSim are creating are specifically tailored to these contests. So I'd rather go with those, even though I think my ownership projections in general might be better, but I think this is the way you want to do this. So now what we'll do is we will build the 5,000 lineups. And then what it's going to do is going to simulate the results of those lineups against the contest fields that either we created, that would be for the flagship, the what you call it, the line painter, or the stock SaberSim contest fields in the breakpoint and the king of the baseline. And then we'll show you who we have, and then we're just going to be done with it. So again, a lot of like legwork is done kind of behind the scenes when we have our projections. But tennis projections are really not difficult. I mean, this is one of the easiest, if not the easiest, sport to project. Okay, so let's look first of on direct fill, what we probably get. And it looks like they want me to have the 98% Hubert Hurkacz. I'm honestly not too upset about that. Again, I don't really like to question the outputs. Like if I have respect for the inputs, I really don't need to question the outputs. So I'm just kind of down with just going with this. And we go into autofill. I don't think it's going to change too much. But the one thing I want to do is again sort these by fee so that if there is a lineup that sims well in all three contests, that it's going to prioritize it in the contest that costs the most money. That's what I've decided to do here. So let's go ahead and save the contests. We're good. Now, if we wanted to, we could put in some min unique rules, but SaberSim has been doing a decent job with that. With making sure that your portfolio is a little bit better. And things have been running pretty pure, so I'm not particularly inclined to change that. So this is what we're going to end up having. Let's just make sure we did this right. So save the contest. You'll see it come down here. Good, good, good. And then download these, and then we'll confirm and take a look at the exposures. And I do think I'm going to end up with like a ton of the Hurkacz, and this is fine. I'm not particularly worried about it. Now, again, just to keep things kosher, I mean, I very well might change all this. If there's a big set of news that I happen to see or something like that. But in the absence of that, I mean, here, so Hurkacz 96%, then Berrettini. So these are the two guys that you really want to root for, obviously. One of them is really, really cheap, and the other one's really expensive, and we'll just see how things go. Okay, let's move on to League of Legends. Pull this up here. Here it is, League of Legends. 2-game slate. One pretty big favorite, I mean, enormous favorite, and the other small favorite. One opinion I do have is that this second match I think is much more likely to smash as far as kills go. Anyone's legend, if it kind of gets its way, I don't think it's embarrassed to play like a kind of a slow paced, easy path to victory thing. And Thundertalk coming off of its most recent win. I don't know, maybe they're not as bad as people think. So I think this could be closer, and I think that it could be slower. And even if AO wins 2-0, I think it doesn't have to score all that much. Where I don't think that it's possible in this Ninja in Pajamas FPX series. I mean, Ninja in Pajamas have really just been playing just really, really all kinds of nonsense last couple of weeks. It's actually been resulting in some better performances. So what's been going on here is they just have been just killing people and allowing a lot of people to be killed. So I think this match is clearly the one you want to target as far as your formats go. And I'll probably end up getting a decent amount of both of them. And if I don't, I'll probably have to force them in. So same deal. We put our three contests in here. So the one I want to tweak here is the Triumphant Warrior. And we're gonna have 23 entrants in that today, I believe. Again, 33 and 20. As a matter of fact, let's not take my word for it. Maybe that's not accurate. Let's see. Triumphant Warrior. No, it actually looks like, oh, it's unclear. We don't know how many people are gonna be in it. Right now they're 8, but it could be more. So okay, let's put it at, I don't know, 12 entrants, and then 33% for first, 20%. I mean, 20% cash is the same thing, I guess. User entries, no, we're not playing 20. It's one, and that should be good. So let's again go into build one. Um, and we will upload our projections, and I mean, we're gonna see, but I imagine they're just unless there's a pricing issue preventing us from doing it. Let's play a full. Let's build 1,000 lineups, which is really not necessary to 2 games late, but I want to do it anyway. But unless there's a pricing issue prohibiting this, they're going to play AL with the 4-mans. I mean, because they're a minus 900 favorite, and they always prioritize these, and that I just don't think that SaberSim really has figured this point out. Like if you knew that NIP and FPX would be, would blow up one way or the other, it should really not play like 100% FPX. You know what I mean? Which is what it's going to want you to do, even though they're only a minus 124 favorite. You'd want to play an equal amount of both of them, but SaberSim is not really equipped to do, not equipped, but doesn't seem to get that when you have these situations. That happens in MMA also. So I'm presuming that salaries be damned or whatever, unless salaries prohibited, they're going to put 4-man ALs and a bunch of 3-man FPXs, I think. And I don't think I want to do that. I think that what we're going to want to do is hope that the AL just is a little slower. Don't play 4-mans from there, and just make a bet on FPX and IP. You could even, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could play a game stack with NIP FPX and put AL in the captain. I mean, in the team position by itself. I think that could actually work. I'm just not very good at doing that. But the guys that are like Schlud and Bellman, or those guys, I think this slate is very live for something like that. You put AL in the captain, and then you just blast the rest of them. Maybe we should do that. You want to build like a few lineups like that. It just makes so much sense for AL to get a 2-0, not to score all that much, and then the FPX NIP just goes bananas. And I think it's very possible. So let's see what we get here. Ooh, look at this. This is it's pretty interesting. So as far as team stacks goes, it's actually getting all kinds of ninja pajamas instead. Wow. I bet you that has to do with pricing. I bet you these guys are just much cheaper. Let's run the Sims and see what we get here. And obviously, we're not going to do this. We're not going to play 99% NIP, but so here you have 685 AL, 64 NIP, 35 FPX. What about the 4-mans? 60% AL. So I don't want to do that. What I want to do, and it's probably asking for it, right? I guess, but you know what? Let's do it. We'll X out the AL 4-mans. And then so this is what you're going to get 39 here. I don't need to have Thunder's talk in the 4-mans either. So it's really just going to be, honestly, we're just going to be playing NIP and FPX to go off. And that's it. And then probably, yeah, almost most of them would be AL 3-mans. And we will probably play some Thunder talk, just in case, you know. But I think what I want to do is you want to hand build like 10 lineups. The problem, I was going to say hand build 10 game stack lineups. Maybe we'll do that in the in the whatchamacallit, in the team fight. So it's a little practice doing it. So okay, maybe we'll do that. So let's first put well, let's go into autofill, I guess, and we'll sort by fee. So we'll put the best projected or the best sim lineups in the Triumphant Warrior, I suppose. So let's go ahead and do this. Put all these in. I don't know what this is. Let's download these for now. And so now let me see what we have here. Contest. Let's see what we have, like for example, in the double buff. In the double buff, we have four mans. You know, like I said, we do have one AL four man in there. I guess snuck its way in, and we also have a decent amount of Thunder Talk here, which is, I mean, it's definitely unique. So that could be sort of fun. All right, yeah, let's go for it. Now for the team fight, okay, what I'd like to do, okay, is, and let's take a look at what we have in the Triumphant Warrior, by the way. AL, here's where we have the four-man AL. I think that's fine. I think for the Triumphant Warrior, you could do that. So let's be conservative with that one. We'd put four-man AL, three-man FPX. But in the MME, we're gonna do what I said. But okay. Um, let's for the team fight. Let's do some funny business. Okay, I don't care about this. So let's put we'll play zero Thunder Talk. See, I don't even know how to do this. And for AL, let's do this. Let's play zero Hope. The only thing I want is that's the only thing I want from this group, from this team, is the team position. And we'll lock it in. Okay. I don't want that. We will lock in anyone's legend, but not in the captain. Okay, okay. And then, so we're gonna, in the team position, we are locking in anyone's legend. Hey, let me see something. Yep, team position, we're locking him in. And then we have no one from AL. And what we do? What do we do? 4-2? Remember how you do this? You do 3-4-2-1 and some 3-3-1. So let's look at stack exposure. We'll just do four twos and three threes. And we'll do 50% of each. And this is like going to be really tough. And we're just going to rebuild. Okay, so we have four twos, three threes. We have nothing from Thunder Talk. We have AL locked in the team position. And then so we're basically going to get just NIP and FPX. So let's just build. I mean, I don't want to go crazy. Let's build. Can you even build 200 lineups? Let's try it. Let's build 200 lineups. Let's see what they look like. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna play 20 of them. No, maybe not even. I was gonna say maybe 10 of them in the team fight. This looks like probably a train wreck, but we will take a look at it anyway. We could go five. Want to put five in the double bluff too? Yeah, why not? Want to put 10 in the double bluff? I can't. I just can't do it. 35 total lineups in there. Can't put 10 of them be game stacks. I could put five. So let's see what these look like, by the way. So we're playing four twos, three threes, locking in AL in the team position. No one else from AL and no one from Thunder Talk in. So it's just going to be a full-on game stack of NIPFPX with AL in the captain. But it looks like it's taking a while. Maybe Saberson doesn't like any of this. But it's okay. I'm not insulted. And I guess we should just take the top projected lineups from these. Yeah, I don't know how these Schlude guys do it. I mean, they make these big game stacks and they always seem to be competitive. Feels so wrong. Look how long it's taking me to build these lineups. Like Sabersim is trying to come up with the best upside lineups it can, and it's struggling. I mean, it's really struggling. Okay, so here's the 200 lineups. Let's see what these look like here. I guess. So this is what stuff like this would look like, and this all makes sense. So let's take 10 lineups, I guess. We're just gonna take 10 lineups. And then we're gonna just gonna download these like this. So we have a little spreadsheet of them. And then we're just gonna put five in one like manually. Okay, so we're gonna put five in one. I don't know which one we're gonna do. I guess we'll just do it random. So let's do two through six. Actually, the top five. Well, yeah, let's put it in double buff. We'll just go all the way to the bottom here. One, two, three, four, five. It's just these guys. It's fine. And then the others we'll put up here. The last five of these, and then we should be off to the races. So that's our big stand here: is that the AL doesn't go off, and if they do, then we're okay in the Triumphant Warrior. How about that? So that is the deal, and that's going to be our approach this slate. Okay, that is going to do it, everybody. Good luck.